Welcome to day 8 of the Spiritual Connection Challenge. A little bit later today just because I had many things to do today, and also when I tried to open this up first thing this morning, it didn't work. So it wasn't meant to be. I let it go for a few hours and here I am. So this is day 8 already of the 10-day challenge, and I'm really excited about the things that you guys are telling me. You're telling me about some changes that are happening in your life. You're telling me about some amazing signs that you've had. I'm really happy for you. So keep going with it. If you've missed a day or two, go back onto the link that I will share and you can have a look and watch the ones that you've missed. So what we're talking about today is, you know, those times when you really want something. Maybe it's a lost love. Maybe it's something that you're trying to manifest. Maybe you're grieving over something that is gone and you just can't get whatever it is out of your mind. You can get almost obsessed about it, or you just can't stop thinking, and then you start to feel bad because you don't have whatever it is that you're asking for. So whether you're manifesting something, you're grieving over something lost, or you're wanting attention from something or somebody and it isn't coming to you, what you need to do is enact the spiritual law of surrender. Now, to surrender is not to give up. Surrender means to let go of your ego's grip on whatever it is that you're thinking of. So anytime that you find that your mind can't get off of something or someone, and anytime that you find that you're stuck, even maybe you've been wanting to move for a really long time and you just can't find that right place to move to, or you just can't get the right circumstances. Maybe you want a new job and you've just been stuck in the same one and you can't seem to find the exit. Anything like that where you feel stuck and what you want to happen isn't happening, it's a sign that your ego has taken over, and there's no shame in it. It's not a dirty word, that your ego has started to grip onto the situation. And whenever that happens, spirit cannot intervene, life cannot flow. You see, you're a very powerful being. You not only have the power of what is within you, you are connected to the divine source. You're connected to divine wisdom and strength. But most of us have forgotten that at one stage or another. And we tend to feel like we are alone, that we have to struggle on alone with these things. We have to make things happen. And of course, there's lots of examples in the world today of people who are using their ego energy to make stuff happen. You have that power within you. But the problem with having that power within you and using it is that, yes, sometimes it does work. You can use your pure will and strength and inner force to make things happen, to control things. But there is a karmic payback for that. And most of the time, it doesn't work. You just don't get what it is that you want, either because it isn't meant for you or because using your ego energy has interfered with the natural flow. And that then is either creating a wall of resistance around you, or it's actually pushing away what it is that you want. And that's why we learn to surrender. And surrender means I'm surrendering my ego's grip. I'm letting go of my mental, emotional attachment to this situation turning out in a way that I think it should turn out. And I'm giving it over to divine wisdom. I'm giving it over to my angels. I'm letting go, metaphorically, seeing my fingers loosen and let go of their grip, so that natural and the divine plan can take place in divine timing, in divine order. Because when you get obsessed about things, when you overthink things, when things get all stuffed up and glued up in your energy system, nothing can move. So if it's meant to happen, you can literally be keeping it at bay. If it isn't meant to happen, but something better is coming for you, you're keeping that at bay. And we've all been in a situation where something bad has happened in the past and you can't mentally let go of it. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, that your energy, your mental energy, And it's important to understand that you do have mental energy. Like it's a thing. You can control things with your mental energy. It's not the best way to operate. Life doesn't flow naturally. But your mind has gotten all caught up in it, and it creates like an energetic cord or a soul tie that acts as a form of resistance, and it can be very painful. It can keep you stuck for a long time. It can tangle up your energy with anyone else or anything else involved, and it just doesn't feel good. I'm seeing everyone coming on. Hi everyone, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just making sure that I'm doing these in good time because I don't like to go overtime with them. Thanks so much for watching. So do you understand what I'm talking about? When you get stuck, you get obsessed, you keep thinking, you really want something to manifest and you've been working really hard on it, but it's not happening. It's all a sign that you need to surrender. And when you surrender, you are literally saying, I'm taking this out of my own mental, emotional, physical grip. I'm giving it over to a higher power, and I'm trusting that that higher power will do with it what is meant to happen. I'm letting go long enough to allow divine intervention. And we all know stories of people that have been trying for babies, and then when they give up and they adopt, that's when they get pregnant naturally. And that's a perfect symbol. It's a perfect representation of what happens when you surrender and when you let go. And you know, sometimes the world isn't how we think it should go, not on our timing, in divine timing, not in our will, but with divine will. But when we hand things over to divine will, often things will work out much better than if we had tried to keep a hold of it anyway. So as I said, it's not about letting go and giving up. So the act of not surrendering is painful, it keeps you stuck, but it's also a misuse of your God-given power, because the energy that's being given to you in order to manifest, in order to create, is really a co-creation gift. And if you're sort of using it and getting obsessive about it or fearful about it or anxious, which is all the same thing really, that energy gets all gummed up because you're misusing the power that's been given to you. Sometimes people even turn that into a negative. So then they start to become angry or negative, and why doesn't life work for me? And it's not fair and all of that stuff. And that also contributes to a wall of energy around you of resistance that stops you from getting where it is that you need to be going. So does that ring any bells? I'm getting a feeling there's someone here that needs to hear that if you've gone into a negative state, which is nothing to be ashamed of, everybody does it at some point or other, you need to realize that that negative state is actually the thing that's creating the resistance between what you want and where you are right now. So gripping too hard. So let's do a simple surrender prayer for you, and you can let go of something that is on your mind. And look, even if you aren't negatively obsessed, even if you aren't holding on too tightly, once you've put out a prayer to the universe, something that you want to happen, surrendering it is a really smart thing to do. Don't wait until it gets painful. Don't wait until it starts hurting to go, oh yeah, I could surrender this. Surrender it as soon as possible, because then you're allowing for divine intervention. You're taking your hands off of it. You've done your bit. Now you're letting God and the angels step in. There's a saying that came to me when I was talking to the angels about this today, which is, what you chase will always run away. So it's the energy at which we approach things. When you chase something, it's like a crocodile chasing someone. You run from it. If someone chases you, you want to run away. But if you feel attracted to something, then you go towards it. So it's a completely different energy. So let's call on the angels. Let's call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Zadkiel, because Archangel Zadkiel helps us to let go of what weighs us down and helps us to be more free and joyful with our manifesting and with the things that we want in our lives. And Archangel Michael helps us to clear away attachment, like our cords that we have to things and people. You know, if you're trying to sell a house or a car or whatever it is, check that you haven't got a cord to it. Because if you've got a cord to it, that means you've still got an emotional, energetic attachment to that thing, and it's not going to move until you clear that cord and are willing to release it. And of course, Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel. So when you've released and surrendered something, you can ask the angels, like Gabriel, to come to you and give you the guidance for what your next steps are. And that guidance might be for the first few days or hours. It might be let go, just be at peace, distract yourself, watch a movie, go for a walk. But when that guidance comes, then you get that inner nudge to get moving, to do something. Only then do you step forward and do something to contribute to creating what it is that you want. Or you might get some guidance that says, this isn't for you. This isn't the right thing for you, but there is something better coming. Just let go, cut your cords. The next thing is on its way. And that's the absolute, the best thing to do. And it's a really high spiritual lesson because it's something the ego really doesn't want to do. So it shows you how evolved you are when you can surrender and let go. So we call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you, angels. Thank you for bringing forward the Creator's energy and for taking these prayers to the divine source and helping us to completely let go. We now surrender to you. And you just say whatever situation in your mind that you want to let go of. I now surrender whatever it is. I let go completely of my ego's grip, my mental and emotional attachment. And I ask that all cords to this situation that are negative now be cleared, transmuted in all directions of time. I let go, trusting that this is now in divine hands. I ask for signs and guidance, but in the meantime, I promise to let go of trying to control it. I allow whatever needs to come to me, and I now let go of everything about this that needs to go. I am now free. And I trust my path, and so it is. And just feel how much lighter you feel and more receptive and open that you are. And what you can do, if you like, is just visualize a beautiful big basket in front of you. And the angels are standing on the edge of the basket. They're holding its edges. And you're going to put in there anything else, including the situation you've just prayed about. You're going to put anything else that you maybe don't know how to deal with, that you're challenged with, that's been on your mind. Put it all into the basket. It can be health, it can be family, relationships, money, career, whatever. Put it into the basket. Metaphorically, you're saying, putting it in there, and then watch the angels lift up and go up and out through the ceiling, and they're taking whatever it is away. And you're saying, thank you for dealing with it for me. Thank you for leaving me free so that I can focus on my present moment and what is in front of me. Remind me if I start to think too much about it again to let go. I'm open and I'm receptive, and so it is. Beautiful. So I challenge you in the next few days that anytime you start worrying, anytime you start obsessing, anytime you start thinking, how am I going to work this thing out? That instead of trying to do it all in your mind, all by yourself, because you're not by yourself, you've got God and the angels with you, that you hand it over. Maybe do a visual like the basket, maybe do a prayer, maybe do both. Doesn't matter what words you use, just that you do. And then you go and do something else. You go for a walk, you do something nice for yourself, you get on with something unrelated, so that you really are showing the universe that you are kind of washing your hands of it for now, and you're letting them take over instead of trying to do it all by yourself. And I'm not talking about urgent things, emergency things right now. If you've got a bleeding leg, go to the doctors or the hospital. Do what's in front of you. But when it's something that's on your mind, and look, sometimes, when I'm working on something and I get a bit like stuck, the best thing I can do is to go out for a walk and just say, okay, angels, I'm letting go of this for half an hour and I'll come back to it. And you come back refreshed because your mental energy isn't all knotted and entwined in it anymore, and you can think straight, you can reconnect to the divine source. So I hope that has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. And we've got 2 more days of the 10-day challenge left. Thank you for letting me know how you're going and if you're enjoying it. And if you want to catch up with the replays that you've seen or haven't seen, then I'll post the link at the top of this Facebook post. And if you're watching it on my website, you can just scroll down and find the old ones. Okay, lots of love. Have a great evening.